Hello everyone, it's Mogster here. Welcome back to my Voltz Let's Play series, episode 6 I believe. Hard to believe I'm at episode 6 already, but here we are. I've done a bit more work on the sorting system since last time. I've got these two paths set up almost completely now. I've got one more to go, which is the silver path, which will have to be a bit different because you can't enrich silver like you can the rest of the ores. So let's go on that now, shall we? Oh yeah, I also built a third advanced solar panel for the hell of it, really. So yeah, let's get going. How are we going to do this then? I only really need this side of things. I don't need the enrichment chamber, obviously. Maybe... yeah, I think if we just build up the ramps... I keep calling these ramps for some reason. If I keep building up the conveyor belts to this level, I can just go straight into an enrichment chamber. Oop. Will this be okay? I'm kind of wondering how I want it to be one step out like the rest of them. I might as well keep it here. I can always change it later if I need to. These around. Those, one of these, another one of these, going this way. Oh, what was that? Stop it. Oh, redstone of course. Can't forget that. And, well, that's basically it, isn't it? This goes up. Not me. That's basically it. Now, all the smelted ores, smelted metals even, need to go down to the layer below and into my refined ores chest. But due to the way conveyor belts work, I think I can literally just dig some holes in the floor in front of these. And everything should just drop down onto my existing conveyor belts, like that. Let's say goodbye to that bit of stone. I think, at least. I think that should do it. So, the last thing I have to do now is work out how I'm going to get an overflow system working for these two. Because these all need to go back down, the overflow that is, to the drop chest. Let's have a think. Yeah, this is actually dead simple, I think. Basically, like I've done for these, with the holes in the floor, I can basically do the same job over here, and have a hole going through this wall, and then some kind of chute that leads down to the ground floor conveyor belts, back into the chest. So that really shouldn't be hard at all. So that needs to go there. So yeah, I thought I'd speed this bit up rather than cut it out altogether. All it is just me building the conveyor belts and the chutes for the overflow system. And believe me, I wasn't saying anything of any interest whatsoever when I did it. Unless you really want to hear me go a few times. I think you get enough of that in the normal speed videos. That's the size of the chute. I do make the chute look a bit nicer later on. I was just trying to get it, well, get it there at this point. There it is. I found a random hole in the floor. And this is just filling in the first floor gap. And there we go. Let's return to normal speed. Should do the trick. Let's try it with some stone. Let's try it with one of these. Goes down. Into the chutes. Oh, get down. So nice to see it go into the chest. It's going too slow. Oh no, it went through and it's gone back out again. Alright, I've tweaked the design a tiny bit just to make it look a bit nicer really, but otherwise that works perfectly. Which is good. So all I have to do now is repeat the design for this one here. And then, I think, we're ready to go. Only took 3 episodes. So let's do that now. Okay, here go the finishing touches. 2 last conveyor belts. A few more bricks. Nope, don't need that one. All those. What am I doing? Going crazy. Voltz does that to you. Let's go down here. Actually, let's go there. Keep it symmetrical. There we go. Dump down a couple of torches. Where did I go? Just there. Nope. One higher. And there we have it. That's the final touches of the sorting system. So all that's left to do now is to try it out. And it could still go horribly wrong, of course, but let's hope not. What do we need? Let's get something of everything. Let's ignore the one zip for now. Let's focus on what we have done. Done some good stuff. There's always something, isn't there? I just realised that the reason this has to be 1 block further along is because it needs power, which it doesn't have right now. So I'm going to sort that out off camera, and then we can finally test it out. Right, here we go. I can't believe I forgot that. It's like basic Voltz, things need power. Speaking of which, it's night time. That's not at all useful. I won't do it just yet, but I need to look into a more, what's the word? A source of power less reliant on there being, you know, day. I'm thinking nuclear fission. That sounds exciting, doesn't it? Yeah, I sort of lost that. Anyway, I think I really can now test out the system, so let's do that. We want a bit of iron, a bit of tin, a bit of platinum, no, more tin, a bit of silver, a bit of copper. So what am I missing? Oh, gold. And now when I throw the switch, this should all get sorted and smelted. Yep, there it goes. I'm fairly sure the ground floor works anyway, so let's go upstairs and check on the new stuff, which we should be seeing. Anything yet? Oh, that was something. Here it comes. I'm struggling up those conveyor belts. What's that silver doing? Oh, no, it's working. That's the thing with these, they always scare me. They always look like they're about to break. They seem to sort themselves out. Good. Straight down. Onto those belts. Perfect. No, that's not perfect. Sweet. Well, assuming the overflow chutes work correctly, which they seem to, I think we've got a working sorting. That's so cool. So, I think this finally means we have a working sorting system. Or at least the smelting side of it. I do eventually want to extend it and have a full-on sorting system that will sort everything. But that can wait. I've kind of had enough of sorting for now. Besides, in order to do that, I need more minerals, and I want to look into a way of automating the mining side of things. If this was Take It or Feed the Beast, that would basically mean a quarry, but it's Voltz and there are no quarries. So we need to find an alternative, and the closest thing I could think of is a tunnel bore, which is from Railcraft. It's not really, well, it's not exclusively a mining machine, it's mainly for digging underground tunnels and laying tracks at the same time, so it's kind of an automated way to build train tracks underground. But in the process, it obviously digs a big hole, and you can set it up so it will even collect what it digs. So it's kind of a mining machine, even though it only goes in straight lines. So we can use that as the next best thing to a quarry. So let me just get the materials together and we can make a start on that. Okay, let's get building. Right, so the first thing we need for Railcraft really is the rolling machine, which is this guy here. This is used to create all the rails and a few other bits as well, but mainly rails. And rails are quite important for what we need to do. So we need some 4 pistons, we need a crafting table, and 4 iron ingots, which I have. So let's put those together. Pistons, crafting table, and iron. Rolling machine. Now, unlike pretty much everything else in Voltz, this doesn't quite work with the universal electricity cables, which is unfortunate. But there is another way. And that is to use energy cubes. Which are these. These are a bit of a pain to make, to be honest. You need to build a steel block to energy tablets. But these must. Let's get these first. Some gold. Redstone. Enriched alloys. Energy cube, let's put them together. Use one of my steel blocks. As you can see, I'm needing a few of these. 4 enriched alloys, lapis lazuli. One of these. Energy cube. And this, you have to make sure that the black dot is facing this. And quick trick, if you hold down shift and right click, it won't do anything, apparently. Okay, I guess that only works in Feed the Beast. Never mind. There we go. Now, we need to get energy into the cube. So what I've done is charge up 2 rechargeable batteries. If you put one of these in here, it should... no, this one. It should empty out into the cube, which should then charge this, which it has done. So that's good. And we need some rails. And I can build them with steel, so let's get some of those. Okay. Oh, and the thing with this as well is once you've... It will only automatically roll out everything up to the last lot of items, if that makes sense. So as you can see, it's made 16, gonna had 2 lots of these, but it's not making the other one. But if you double click, it will make everything. Just like that. Okay, so we've got some rails, but we need some other stuff to actually build rail track. Now for that, we need some wood and we need some creosote oil, which I've gathered already. But to collect it, all you need is some bottles or buckets. Bottles obviously stack when buckets don't. Well, not when they've got stuff in there anyway. And you put them in this slot, and they automatically drain out some of the creosote oil, which I've already done. Now, in order to make them into actual track, you need to turn wooden planks into wooden slabs. Make a few of those. There we go. And if you put some creosote oil above them, you get wooden ties. Was that all? So I've got more than that. Never mind. But if you put those in between... No, that's not right. Oh, I see. They can go in any shape you like. Okay, well if you put 4 of these in a crafting table, you get some wooden rail beds. And if you combine those with 6 rails, you will get 16 tracks. So it kind of works out fairly okay in the end. It's not quite as expensive as it seems. I'll get some more of those off camera. In the meantime, let's build the actual tunnel bore. Now for this you need 2 more steel blocks. You need some carts, which I've already made. Let's try it again. 2 steel blocks, you need 2 furnaces. 2 carts. Oh, and I've forgotten something else. You need a chest cart. 2 normal carts, 2 steel blocks, and 2 furnaces. Tunnel bore. But that's not quite everything you need. You also need a bore head. Now you have 3 options for this. You can build an iron bore head, which you make with a block of iron and a bunch of steel. You can have a steel bore head, which is the same but with steel instead of iron. Or you can have a diamond bore head, which is like a steel one, but you have a block of diamond in the middle. So it's crazy expensive, but it does last longer. Basically each of these does exactly the same job. None of them are faster than the rest, but from iron to diamond they just last a lot longer basically. I'm going to build a steel one though, because I don't really want to get rid of all those diamonds just yet. Maybe later. So all I need is a steel block and a bunch of steel ingots. And there's our steel bore head. Ace. Okay, I should have everything else I need now. Before I actually deploy the bore though, I've got one more thing to do. I need to make 2 world anchors, which are not cheap. You need 2 diamonds each, an ender pearl, some obsidian and some gold. Now the reason for these, you probably already know that Minecraft works, it loads the worlds in chunks, which are kind of big square columns. But it only keeps these loaded when there's a player in the vicinity. Normally anyway. Oh, let's get some obsidian. The problem being, of course, is while that's fine for vanilla Minecraft, in Voltz and Feed the Beast and stuff, you've got all kinds of stuff going on, machinery and all that, which you don't really want to stop working just because you're not there. So all the modders have worked out different ways to keep the chunks loaded when you're not around. And world anchors are the Railcraft way. Need some of that. So I need one for my base, so the sorting system keeps working when I'm away. And I need one for the tunnel bore. I'm going to make something special for that, which is actually an anchor cart, which you can put along behind it and keep itself loaded, along with all the stuff around it. So let's dump this somewhere. Where can it go? Why not here? There we go. That'll keep my base loaded. And by combining this with a cart, I can create an anchor cart. Cool. So, that was much easier than I expected it to be, actually. I'm all ready to start mining. So I'm just going to tidy myself up and get myself organised, and then we can do some mining. Actually, before we set off, I thought I'd get this going. After all that work, it would be a shame to leave it standing idle. Fly, my pretties, fly! Yeah, like I keep saying, there's always something else. Before we set off, I need to make a crowbar, which is like the Railcraft wrench, basically. Now we're needing that to connect my cart to the tunnel bore. Now though, let's dump my spare metal. And let's go and find something to mine. Okay, here we go. I've come down to level 9 of my mine, because there's a better chance of finding diamonds down at this level. And I'm going to let my tunnel bore loose down here. I've hollowed out this area already, but now I need to lay down some tracks for the bore to actually start off on. After this point, it'll lay its own tracks. There's our tracks. Here's our tunnel bore. Isn't it a beast? Don't know where I was keeping that. But as you can see, you can put a bunch of stuff inside. It needs a head, so let's give it our steel bore head. It needs fuel. Now it can burn coal, cold coke, or lava. Lava lasts the longest, but cold coke stacks and lasts for ages anyway, so we'll give it some of that. Ballast is gravel, and it needs this. So if it ever comes to a point where it can't continue because there's no ground to actually lay the tracks down on, it'll actually pop out gravel and then put the tracks on top. It'll only do this over a certain distance. It's not that far. It's like enough to fill out short gaps, so it won't cross a canyon or anything. So if it does get to that point, it'll just stop and you have to go and sort it out. But it's better than nothing, so let's give it some gravel. The other thing it needs is track, and this is what it actually lays down in front of it when it digs the tunnel. So it's kind of a dual purpose machine. It does mining, but it also lays tracks. So it builds you ready-made tunnels. But this isn't quite finished yet because we need to give it its carts. I'm going to put down 3 normal carts. And the reason for this is that without these, it'll just spit out the stuff it digs up behind it. But if you have chest carts attached, it'll actually put it into the carts. So if you're using it for mining, you really need a few chest carts. But these have to be manually linked to the tunnel bore, and that's why I needed this crowbar. So I think if you shift and right click on that, and then do the same on the bore, it'll attach itself. Let's do the same for those. Oop. Come back. Or do I have to attach it to the... Yeah, there you go. You have to attach these to the carts in front. Let's have a couple more. You only need one more space. I gave you all my rails. And this is for the all-important anchor cart. Come here. And look at this, it's like an entire train. So then, moment of truth. If we give it some coal coke, it should start digging. There it goes. I think it's actually digging anything. It seems to be somehow inserting itself in the wall. I think it is digging, that's just not updating for some reason. Let's see if we can take a look. Oh, I think I know what's going on. I think it somehow started inside the wall. Oops. Oh god. So as you can see, it's been digging the area behind the wall, but not the wall itself. Let's fix that. Nothing's ever easy, is it? Tracks, and last but not least, fuel. That's better. It's actually quite cool to watch as well. Oh, speeding up. If you can get in front of it, you'll see the head does actually move. Looks evil, doesn't it? Oh, and by the way, I would strongly advise you not to stand in front of it because it does hurt. But I think that takes us to a good place to end the episode. I'll keep an eye on what this does, and I'll let you know the results next time. But we can actually leave it to it now. This world anchor will keep it loaded no matter where it is. And as long as it doesn't run into lava, in which case it'll stop, or a massive hole, that should keep going until its fuel runs out. I can come down, pick up the stuff it's mined, and then give it more fuel. So, on that note, that's it for the episode. See you next time. Bye for now.